We always record our meetings. That way we can share them after the fact on our Google site in case there's a chance in the future you aren't able to attend the meeting, but you still want to access the content. Next slide.
The meeting is now being recorded.
Thank you. Welcome, we are starting. And again, tonight is the Somos DLI monthly meeting, 9/14/2022. Okay, some house rules. Please keep your mic on mute. Unmute your microphone when you do need to speak. Use the chat box for questions or comments. And this meeting, of course, is being recorded. If you do need interpretation, please click that globe icon down at the bottom of your screen and you will be transported to the Spanish channel. Same presentation. Our agenda for the evening will include a welcome to the 2022-23 school year, a presentation from our Riverside Library representative, talks about DLI High School and DLI Elementary School. I am Ashley Peak. I am your president and parent representative. That's my email address there, should you want to get a hold of me. I'd like to introduce my parent counterparts as well. So we also have Jacqueline Murillo, our vice president. Jackie, go ahead and unmute and say hello.
Good evening, parents.
Thank you, Jackie. Welcome. And Allison Urungari, our secretary and parent representative. Allison, I know you're here. Would you like to say hello?
Sure. Hi there.
Welcome. Thanks for coming. And of course, we would not be a group without our administrators and our leaders. Esther Garcia, our coordinator for English learners TK through 12.
Hi, everyone. Welcome.
And our teacher on special assignment, Patricia Thetford. Patricia, I think you're muted.
Perdón. Bienvenidos a todos and good evening. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you, Patricia. Okay, just a little bit of history. If this is your first meeting, just to explain what this group is. Somos, meaning we are, was the name that we chose because we are this group of parents and educators, and we represent our students, and we all work towards the same goals of helping their education along. Some of the goals specific to Somos are to provide resources to DLI families to ensure success, to foster communication between school sites with the parents and district, to enhance engagement of all stakeholders, and to encourage ideas and opportunities for students, and to help develop a roadmap for families as the program grows from kindergarten all the way to the end of high school. That adds up to 13 years. Our first speaker this evening is Melina Velasquez, our library supervisor for the Jesus Duran Library. Am I saying that correctly, Melina?
It's the, I'm actually at the Salvador J. Lara Casablanca Library.
That's right, the Casablanca. Welcome, and we would love for you to present about the resources available at your library.
Hello, good evening, everybody. So my name is Melina Velasquez. I'm the library supervisor and outreach coordinator for the Riverside Public Library. And full disclosure, I don't have any slides on me. I apologize in advance, but I will drop in info. I'm from my phone, so but I'll provide as much information as needed. But yes, I'm with the Riverside Public Library. We have 8 locations all throughout the city of Riverside. We have the main library in downtown. I don't know if anyone's been to the new main library, but it's really big. It's very beautiful. If you ever have the chance to go, I definitely recommend going. We also have the Jesus S. Duran East Side Library. We have the Orange Terrace Library over by Orange Terrace. We have Marcy on Arlington. We have Casablanca Library here on Madison. Arlington, we have on Van Buren. The Arlanza Library is located on Philbin and Van Buren. And we have the La Sierra Library located on La Sierra. So to start, I wanted to go over the library card application process. You can actually apply for a library card online in advance and then visit any one of your nearby locations to pick up your library card, which is very neat. We also offer e-resources too. So we offer like online tutoring if you were to go to our digital content, and I'll link our website below. We offer, like I said, online tutoring. We offer library programs for little ones, bilingual story time. So we offer a bilingual story time virtually once a month, and that's on our YouTube channel. The Riverside Public Library does have their own YouTube channel. We also archived past programming videos that we had. So, and that also includes bilingual or Spanish crafts. So we have videos on that. We also now fully transitioned to in-person. So we're happy to be back to in-person programming. I know last year we were really big on offering virtual programming, and we're happy to just have, the public back in our buildings. So we do offer family story times. As of right now, the Arlanza Library is the only library that offers bilingual story time. But we also have family story time, and we have preschool story time. On our library's website, we do have our calendar of events and our storytime calendar. As of right now, we're also offering a family book club. We definitely recommend everyone sign on to that. It's just, it's a book club for families. I believe right now, everyone's reading Harry Potter, and we're meeting at the downtown Riverside library where we, thank you, where families discuss the books. Can you hear me? Okay, sorry about that. Technical difficulties. But trying to think what else. So we have that. We also offer 2 maker spaces. So the downtown library offers maker spaces. So in there we have 3D printing available, virtual reality. We offer sewing machines for use. They also have a sound recording booth. So if anyone wants to come and record music, they can do that in downtown Riverside. And then here at the Casablanca Library, we offer, again, virtual reality in our makerspace. We also offer video editing. We have GoPros to check out. We have a Cricut. We have, already mentioned 3D printing, and then we have little like makerspace toys like Ozobots. So if kids wanted to be hands-on with more smaller makerspace toys, they can definitely do that here at the Casablanca Library. Over the summer, we started circulating hotspots, Wi-Fi hotspots. So, and that's been very popular in all of our libraries. So we do have those for checkout. We have iPads for checkout. And then recently, we all received state pass, like parking passes. So if you were to go to like Citrus State Park, for example, you would just check out a parking pass at any one of your local libraries to have as a parking permit. And a lot of people have been loving that. So aside from that, we also have study rooms available. And through our library's website, you can book a study room in advance. So if you wanted a quiet space to come to, you would see a list. I believe right now it's the main library, Casablanca, Arlington, Marcy, and La Sierra, and Orange Terrace. that offer a study room to check out. Yes. I think I saw a question. A second.
Can I just make,
So
sorry,
yes.
go ahead.
No, someone asked about the hotspots, the time frame. It's all 2 weeks. So you check them out for 2 weeks, and then you could return them at any library location, just in person, not like in the book drop or anything like that. We asked that those would be returned in person.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Was there?
It looks like you had one more question on there about the Parks Pass.
Oh yes, hang on, I'm trying to.
Is there a wait list for the State Park Pass?
As of right now, there isn't, but that could change at any moment because they've been very popular. It ebbs and flows. Sometimes we'll have some available, and then other times they'll all be checked out. But I would imagine right now we have some available only because now that everyone's back at school, no one's out, vacationing, but we do have those available. And even if they weren't available, we do have a holds list that you can go on.
Can I just comment that the makerspace you have is so exciting to know that you have a makerspace. Parents' makerspaces are available at the library, and they bring out the creativity in your children. They get to create something, just out of their minds with the tools that they are presented. And it is so amazing to discover what our young kids can discover themselves and create. So as an educator, I absolutely value and love makerspace. So if you're not taking advantage of this great opportunity, I'm going to encourage you to take your kids to the makerspace stations or libraries, because they truly, truly are amazing. And this is not just for little kids, this is for kindergarten through 12th grade. As a principal, I had a makerspace in my school, and the children not only absolutely loved our makerspace, but they came up with just some pretty amazing discoveries that they created on their own. So take advantage of your makerspace.
Mm-hmm. I also wanted to add, at the Casablanca Library, every Friday at 3 o'clock, we offer stream STEM programming. So last week it was like we did pendulum painting. Before that, we did an elevator challenge. We've offered like lemon volcanoes. So they would just like cut a piece of lemon and then put oh, I forgot what she put in there, baking soda, and it created this like chemical reaction. But every Friday at 3 o'clock here at the Casablanca Library, we have a STEM activity in our makerspace. So I definitely recommend coming to that. It's been very popular.
Melina, I have a question.
Yes.
Do
Yes.
any of the libraries offer active tutoring sessions, either in single language or in multiple languages?
As of right now, not in-person tutoring. We do offer online tutoring through BrainFuse. That's one of our e-resources that we offer. And from there, you can get live tutoring help. But as of right now, there's no in-person tutoring at any one of our locations.
That's a great thing to know about. Do you know if it's available at all in Spanish?
As far as I know, no, but I could find out for you for sure, because I do know we offer Spanish resources as well, but I'm not sure if online tutoring is one of those. But I'll find out for you. I'll find out.
Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. And yes, we do offer music and movie access as part of our e-resources. Hoopla, that's great for movies, for audiobooks, music. That's actually been one of our more popular e-resources that we've been offering here. And we also offer wireless printing. Wireless printing, as of right now, prints are unlimited too.
And I also
And
wanted to ask that you talk a little bit about Cloud Library. That might be something that parents are new to, and it helps tremendously with the requirement of getting daily learning in Spanish and English. Can you speak about that, please?
yes, so with a library card, you can log on to Cloud Library and check out, I apologize, and check out books digitally, and you can download them on your device, so on your phone, tablet, and they're checked out to you for 2 weeks. You don't have to worry about officially turning them back in. After the 2-week period, they automatically go away from your device, and it's wonderful to have. And we've added a great, like a large number of books onto our Cloud Library, which is very exciting. So a lot of the times we'll have, you know, it's harder to find physical, like in-person copies of a book. And I find a lot of the times we have copies available on our Cloud Library. And it's very easy. If you ever have any questions or need assistance in learning how to download books with the Cloud Library, you could call us, any one of our 8 locations, and our staff will be happy to help you and walk you through downloading ebooks, e-audiobooks. Audiobooks is great. It's great. You can download them, you know, if you're in traffic or anything, or if you just want to listen to something while, you're at home taking care of other errands, but you at least are listening to a story. It's a neat tool to have. Cloud Library is also one of our very popular databases. Yes. And then we always have bilingual books here too. We have we have a children's Spanish book section in every library branch. We have all books are, you can check out books for 2 weeks. They're due, not due. They automatically renew sometimes. So if you do need to keep them longer, you certainly can keep the books longer too. And we can share books across our 8 locations. So if you're at the La Sierra Library and the book that you need is at Orange Terrace, we can certainly order that for you and then bring the Orange Terrace book to the La Sierra Library. Any other questions or does anyone want something for me to go over more in detail? I'm more than happy to. I don't know if I shared this too, but I'm also the outreach coordinator for the city of Riverside. I recently became outreach coordinator. So for any future outreach opportunities, feel free to reach out to me and we can work together for a possible collab on a future event or whatever comes up.
Can your information be shared on the chat box, please? Your email.
Absolutely.
Phone. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, I will share everything, all that info with you.
Thank you so much, Melita, for coming tonight and speaking with us, sharing all about the resources of the library. It's so amazing to be able to transfer books from different locations. It makes it a lot easier on the library patrons. They can just access the materials. So we appreciate all that the libraries do. We appreciate you for coming tonight.
Thank you for the invite. I'm more than happy to advocate for our libraries. Yes, let me see if I can also provide a link to the calendar. I have the calendar of events right here, but let me see about linking that to this chat too, so that everyone has access to our calendar.
Sure. Feel free to add anything in that chat. Thank you very much.
Will do. Thank you.
Okay, moving along through our agenda, we have Ms. Esther Garcia to talk about our DLI high schools.
I am going to defer to Mrs. Thetford if she doesn't mind. I'm losing my voice I don't want to just stop talking in the middle of the presentation. So Mrs. Thetford, if you don't mind helping, I'd really appreciate it.
No problem. If I, you can chime in if I forget something, but one of the things that we're really excited about that we would like to present is that Poly High School has reached 12th grade. So our first cohort of students who started the DLI program 13 years ago, and our kindergarten students are now 12th graders. So it's really excited. This year they are, for their last course, they're taking Introduction to English and Spanish Translation. At the end of the year, they will receive a translator certificate from school, and at the same time they will be able to receive their seal of biliteracy if they have met all the requirements. And the California State Seal by Literacy will be placed on their diploma with a special California seal on their diplomas. We also have a high rate of AP attainment of our students who are taking the different AP classes. At this point, we have about an 85.5% attainment of our students who have taken AP courses. And we're really excited for our first cohort. And of course, we're thinking of, to celebrate this first cohort, they are reaching, 12th grade.
We actually have 89.5 of our students who have passed their AP exams, and that is a very, very high number for AP coursework. So congratulations, parents, and thank you so much for always supporting your children in their DLI needs.
As we mentioned, our students at the end of the school year, those 12th graders will receive a translator certificate. The translator certificate is part of that course that they're taking, the Introduction to English and Spanish Translation. That course is an A through G elective course, and it's part of the student's schedule, which is part of the DLI pathway. The course is taught by a Spanish teacher, and within that course, because they're translating from the source language to the target language, they're actually using both languages. This course was not offered at the community college near us, but we were really excited that we were able to develop this course in-house for Riverside. And we are also looking into researching for an articulation option for this course at a later date. Now, what would be one of the benefits of the certificate that the students will receive? They're going to be able to translate upon graduation from high school. They will have that opportunity to apply for employment through Riverside Unified School District as a translator interpreter. They can apply for the position, and of course, they would have to go through the application process. They would, take a test that are required, but along with their high school diploma, they'll be able to be employed if they meet all the requirements. So we're really excited for our students. And at this time, I think they still have 11 positions available throughout the school district. So we're thinking how exciting it would be for our USD to be able to employ, some of our students. So we are really excited, and we're exposing them to this course. Also, one thing that they can benefit from taking this course is to expand Spanish language skills in college, for them to pursue or continue their studies if they want to continue in that route as a translator or as an interpreter. Also, they can take advanced Spanish classes in college or at the university and continue by majoring in the foreign language in Spanish in different areas like literature, bilingual education, etc. Also, as a major, they can go into international business, international translation. So they have opportunities, and the students will be exposed to that information in the course that they are taking this year. Also, one of the benefits is that even if they haven't already, they can start translating for parents and family, or even, within the community. And then, of course, there's career opportunities to attain a certification if they continue their studies in translation or interpretation. So we're really, really excited for our students. Ramona High School, we're really happy to announce that Ramona has expanded and DLI has started this school year. So we have our first cohort of students that came from Mountain View Elementary, and they are at Ramona as freshmen. So we are really excited that they are there. It's a special school because they emphasize in the School of the Arts through band, music, orchestra, jazz, etc. And they have the same A through G pathway as they do in Poly as well. Also, by the time our first cohort of students at Ramona reach 12th grade, they will also be taking that Introduction to English and Spanish Translation course as well. And at the end of their DLI pathway, they can receive that translator certificate as well, just as they can receive their seal by literacy as long as they meet all the requirements. So we're really excited for that first cohort of students at Ramona. We're really proud of Ramona for opening and expanding to DLI. So our seal by literacy pathway, as you can see, the state really emphasizes the districts to have a pathway for our students. And the reason is that we want to motivate our students right from kindergarten to be bilingual and to be biliterate, not only in one language, but in both languages, in English and in Spanish. So what we do at our district is that we have a seal by literacy pathway. And as you can see at the end of kindergarten, our students receive a DLI pin and a certificate, just to demonstrate that they've worked so hard, right, to start their first year in the program, and they receive a recognition. The same comes to the students once they move to third grade. At third grade, they receive another different DLI pin and a certificate. And what we're trying to do is motivate the students to continue in the DLI pathway, not just to finish at third grade and then, go into a regular class, but for them to continue on knowing that their end goal is really to receive the California State Seal at the end of 12th grade. So when they reach 6th grade, because they've been in school for 7 years, those 6th grade students will receive a DLI medal and a certificate. At the end of 8th grade, the students will get a DLI honor cord, they will get a certificate, and if they meet all the requirements, they will also receive an additional district pathway honor cord. So it's really exciting for the students and for us to see that the students continue the DLI pathway from elementary to middle school. And then from middle school, of course, we want to encourage our students to continue their pathway to go into high school. And at the end of high school, the 12th graders will receive a special tassel that they can place in the mortar board. And they will also receive a district certificate that they have completed their DLI pathway. And of course, they will receive the California State Seal on their diploma. And then of course, they will receive a program sash as well. So as you can see, the seal by literacy pathway is critical in kindergarten, 3rd, 6th, 8th, and 12th grade, because we want to encourage them and motivate them for them to become not only bilingual, but biliterate in both languages. So we're really excited for our students to continue and to move towards that pathway.
And before we move, parents, if you are the parent of a 12th grade student, on September 27th, we will have a workshop about what does it mean to be a parent of a DLI student in 12th grade. And we will carefully go over what we've discussed here and some more information that will greatly support you and your child in understanding DLI in the 12th grade. We hope that all of the parents attend. We did send the flyer via the one of our 12th grade teachers, and we hope to see you. It will be September 27th at Poly High School Conference Room in the evening. I believe we start at 5 o'clock.
Mhm. Our next section, we will go into DLI Elementary. And one of the things that we want to present to the parents is that this summer we were honored to have worked with Dr. Jose Medina. Dr. Jose Medina introduced us to the C6 Biliteracy Instructional Framework to all our teachers and our administrators. He is one of the founders and he's a founder and chief education advocate for Education Solutions. Dr. Medina has served as a research scientist and a director of dual language and bilingual education at the Center for Applied Linguistics in Washington, D.C. And Dr. Medina goes throughout the different, all around the state around the states to provide dual language technical assistance, professional development, job embedded support to our dual language programs across the United States and globally. So we were really, really fortunate to be able to have Dr. Medina work with us this summer. He is also a former dual language school principal and district leader, and he has served as an administrator, an educator, an advocate at the elementary, middle, and high school levels. So he really understands that pathway from our students who go through elementary, middle school, and high school. And not only does he understand our students, but he understands the process for our teachers through the instructional view. So when he came, he introduced us not only to the instructional framework, but he also just emphasized, the guided principles for dual language education. And we are really excited because last year we started the work with our guiding principles for dual language immersion. And he is one of the co-authors of that third edition. And it is widely used as well throughout the United States. If you want more information, we added the link there. But what we did through this summer and working with Dr. Medina is that we made a commitment as a program for our dual language immersion program. And the commitments that we are dedicating ourselves is looking at the 3 pillars of the guiding principles of dual language immersion. Our 3 pillars is, the first one is bilingualism and biliteracy. The second one is achieving high academic achievement. And the third one is social cultural competence. So our students will be learning about those 3 pillars and they will be embedded in the instruction. So students really start becoming familiarized. Why is it so important to even participate in the dual language immersion program? For a lot of our students, sometimes they say, well, mom and dad want me in the program, but we want them to really take heart in why they're in the program and why is it so beneficial for them. Also, one of our commitments is being able to look at the language domains. We continuously work on our language domains in both English and Spanish through listening, speaking, reading, and writing. But this year, we're going to add one more, +1, which is our multilinguistic awareness. And what that means is that students are going to start becoming aware of how to make those cultural connections between one language to another. It's making that bridge and being able to use the 2 languages as they're studying not only their language arts in English and Spanish, but their all their content areas as well in math, social studies, science, PE, etc. Also, where our commitment is to really look at that bridging 1 and 2. Bridging means how can I bridge from one language to another as I learn the different units in class. After a unit, let's say social studies, they're going to bridge what they learn. Let's see, their languaging in English. They're going to look at everything that they learned in English, but then they're going to be able to bridge that information in Spanish as well, so they can start making those connections, because our goal is for our students to be not only bilingual, but also be biliterate, be able to read and write in both languages. Also, our commitment, of course, is for our administrators to receive that professional development as well from Dr. Jose Medina. And then with Dr. Jose Medina in the spring, we're going to have follow-up for some of our teachers, to see how we are developing those commitments in our program. And the 3 pillars of our dual language immersion are here. And why are the 3 pillars so important? Because the 3 pillars are going to be our foundation for our program. And the 3 areas are bilingualism and biliteracy, grade level academic achievement, and social cultural competence. So your students are going to be exposed to these 3 pillars through instruction, through the learning of both languages. And they're going to be introduced to the 3 pillars in both languages. And as you can see, well, also, they're not only going to be pillars, but there are goals for dual language immersion program. They're going to sustain our program, and you're going to see these 3 pillars throughout the dual language immersion teachers at your school site, but you're going to also see these 3 pillars being introduced and being implemented and embedded in instruction in all the schools, not only in the elementary schools, but also in the middle schools and the high schools as well. And we're going to be looking at those 3 areas that are going to be critical for the development of our program and for the growth of your students as well. So let's look a little bit more about our 4+1 language domains and what does that mean? So here, what we want to do is that we want to make sure that our students have that opportunity to grade level standards and content, and that language of the content area is being introduced in those 4 areas: speaking, listening, reading, and writing. And in addition, the students must be able to consider how both languages support each other and how they can use both languages to increase, right, that area of multilingualistic awareness. And then what is multilingualistic awareness? Because that is going to be like the new buzzword, right, that our students are going to be looking at. And what that is the thinking and the speaking about language. And in the case of our dual language immersion program, it is understanding that relationship between the 2 languages, being able to distinguish the differences and the similarities of both languages, and being able to use both languages in different ways as they're languaging in one language and languaging in another language, which we say the source language and the target language. But also multilingualistic awareness allows our students to analyze how each language can be used to improve the other and express knowledge in both languages. And what we are doing also in our classes is that we're going to be using icons to be able to distinguish those language domains. So we have those images, and as you can see, both languages are going to be used in the classroom. So if you know, the teachers are going to be preparing anchor charts, and whenever they use Spanish, they're going to be using Spanish, and they're going to distinguish that with green. And if they're languaging in English, they're going to distinguish that in blue. So when our teachers are using the languages and they're bridging those 2 languages, they're going to be very specific about how the students should listen to the language, how they should be able to communicate and have those collaborative conversations, how they will be able to read, and how they will be able to write. also is using and making those connections, those meta-linguistic connections. So our students are going to be seeing these icons in class, and they're going to be using them in both classes in English and in Spanish, or, as they use both languages.
I just need to mention that even though they will use both languages, it's not going to be translating. The expectation of the teacher is not, it's that they don't say it in English and then in Spanish and then in English, because that's translating. That's very, very different from translanguaging. And this is the result of Dr. Medina's years and years of research about language, linguistics, and the effects of learning two languages or more.
And what's really important that I would like to add, what Mrs. Garcia has said, we're going to maintain our 90-10 model in our classrooms, because that's our model for elementary and middle school and high school. So in kindergarten, our students, 90% of the day are going to be languaging in Spanish. They're going to be learning in Spanish, and 10% in English. And as they move on in the grade levels, in first grade, it'll be 80-20. In second grade, 70-30. And third grade is 60% in Spanish, 40% in English. By the time they reach fourth, fifth, and sixth grade, it's going to be 50-50. And then in the middle school, in seventh grade, they take 2 classes in Spanish, the rest in English. Eighth grade are 2 classes in Spanish, and then the rest are in English. By the time they reach high school, they're going to be taking 1 course in Spanish every year. Really important. This month, we're going to be celebrating the Hispanic Heritage Month from September 15th, which starts this week. Actually, it starts tomorrow all the way through October 15th. So you will see some studies in Spanish in the primary language, and the students will be learning where is Spanish spoken in the different countries around the world. And most of these countries are in the Americas. Countries where Spanish is primary have their own cultures, their own identities. So students will be learning about different cultures and different identities this month. They're going to be building social cultural awareness and competence, which is one of our goals as part of their 3 pillars. So we're really excited to bring this into the classrooms. And then, of course, how can you help your child celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month? You can research prominent historical figures whose first language was or is Spanish. Check out extra books in Spanish and commit to reading them at home. Visit the Cheech Museum. They have wonderful artists who are Hispanic artists, and you can see the wonderful artwork that will be or is in the museum. Pick one of the countries where Spanish is spoken and learn about its culture and history. And then find a game played by the Hispanic community or one of the countries and play it with your children. Also, they can ask their friends or their neighbors about their culture or their identities, or ask their grandparents, right, about their own cultures and their own identities. So it's being able to have that communication with others that makes it really exciting throughout this month.
Yes, it's gonna be very important for us to make sure that our DLI students understand that Spanish is spoken across the world. Is not just in Mexico. The myth is that Mexico is the language where Spanish is spoken, and that's the only culture that we need to celebrate, or that all of the cultures from the different countries where Spanish is spoken are the same, and they are not. Every country, they have their own culture, their own vision, their own food, their own clothing, and all of those cultures are beautiful. So it would be great for our kids to know that there are many Spanish-speaking cultures in the world, and that Mexico is not the only country where Spanish is spoken. So I hope you really enjoyed this month with your children, discovering the many countries where Spanish is spoken and their beautiful cultures.
Esther and Patricia, we have a few questions in the chat. If you'd like, I can read them out to you. Nancy writes, I love this program, but I have a question. Our homeschool does not offer dual language. Last year, before the year started, I did an inter-district transfer to nearest elementary that does, and it was very difficult. How can I do that for next year for our incoming kindergartner to be successful, to be a successful adjustment?
Am I understanding that they applied but were not accepted? Was that your question? I don't know if she's still here with us.
It sounds like their homeschool does not have DLI, so they
Oh,
had
got
to
it.
do an inner district transfer.
Okay,
That was the difficult part.
okay. Yes, unfortunately, not every school has DLI. It would be amazing if every school did have DLI because it would eliminate us not accepting so many children that are in the wait list. We only have 6 schools, and unfortunately, we do not have any plans to expand at this time. We are still expanding at some of our schools, and so we want to complete the expansion before even talking about expanding to new schools.
If you are interested in our program, we encourage you to apply in our program, and we are going to be starting our recruitment on November the 1st. So we encourage you to visit our riversideunified.org website under parent tab, and then you'll find dual language immersion, and we'll be having parent meetings in the next month in October, and then we'll start our recruiting process on November the 1st. So more information will come.
Thank you for answering that last question. Looks like there's one more, and it's specific to DLI and GATE. Is there any communication between both programs?
DLI and GATE, yes, if our students are identified as GATE, they that goes in their record, that goes in their queue, and in our teachers, even though not all of our teachers, but some of them are GATE certified. Patricia, our Thetford, she just presented, she's also our teacher trainer, and she makes a great effort to make sure that not only our GATE students are supported with strategies that are specific for GATE students, but that also all of our students have access to those strategies.
Thank you, Esther. And it looks like we just have a few more questions in the chat asking about the beginning of the application date, and that is November 1st, just to state it again.
Yes, sorry, that's
Yes.
correct. Yes. Sorry, go ahead, Patricia.
Yes. Yes. So our first day of recruitment, or the first day that you can apply for the program for the 23-24 school year, will be November the 1st. That would be our first window. And that usually is until like mid-December. So if you are interested in applying to a program, we highly encourage you to apply during that window. And even for those parents who already have a DLI student in the program now, and you are going to have an incoming kindergarten student, you still have to apply for that program for that kindergarten student. It's going to be very important.
And one question, I'm sorry for interrupting.
Yes.
So I need to do the application on November 1st, which I understand. And since we have, like I said, our homeschool doesn't offer it, would I also as well need to do the inter-district application process as well?
If your child belongs to a district outside of RUSD, yes, you do need to provide that transfer. If your child is transferring from one of our schools to a DLI school, then yes, you will also need that transfer. Parents know that I do have a specialty program transfer that you can use, and upon acceptance, we do send it to the parents so that they can apply through us. We can request your transfer.
So, okay, because we do belong to the Riverside district. It's just I mean, in the sense of making sure that I apply, instead of them going to the homeschool, them going to a school where hopefully they're offered the dual program,
Yes.
is what I'm asking.
Yeah, so Ms. Nancy, if you are accepted, if your child is accepted to one of our schools, then upon acceptance, we will send you the acceptance letter, and we will also send you the specialty program transfer. And once you complete it, return it to us, then we request your transfer.
Oh, okay, so I would just need to do the November 1st application first.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, I'm just trying to could clarify, and that way I'm not circling around everywhere.
Correct. And we will have, like Mrs. Thetford announced, I will be updating our website next week so that I can announce our meetings. We will have several meetings throughout the district and at all of our DLI schools, and all of the parents who are interested will be invited to come and learn everything they need to know about applying, about acceptance, and about transfers.
Esther, we have another question about pathways from Tina. My children go to Mountain View. Their home middle school is Gage. Will they automatically go to Gage, or will you funnel them to Sierra? We want them to go to Gage as it is closer to home.
Unfortunately, if your children go to Jefferson or Mountain View, their pathway is Sierra, and we do expect children to move on to Sierra. It is a commitment that the parents make when they accept one of our elementary schools, and in an effort to make sure that we keep the numbers that we need at each school. However, if this is going to be a true and honest hardship, please call me, let me know your story, and if there's any way we can help you, we definitely will help you. We've helped many families. The goal is not for us to make this journey hard and challenging for you, and for you to suffer throughout the time that you're in DLI. So if there's a true hardship, we will definitely help you.
Thank you, Esther and Patricia. We move on to the next slide.
Yes, this concludes actually our presentation.
Thank you very much for all of that information. That was quite a lot, and we appreciate it. And all of the work that you do to organize these things in all 13 of these years. These are just some of our upcoming meeting dates. They are also listed on our Google site. The address for that was put into the chat a little while ago, but we can throw it back in again. It's our Somos DLI Google site, which is the place you can also find our meeting recordings, slide deck presentations. If there was something in one of these slides that you really wanted to have access to, you can find it there. Our next meeting will be October 12th, 2022, again on a Wednesday. And the link here, if you would like to take a copy of it, it's always the same Zoom link for the year, same meeting ID and passcode. So if the link doesn't work for some reason, feel free to use the numbers there. You should be able to get access. And this is our final slide, I think. So I've already mentioned our 2022-23 meeting dates will be the second Wednesday of each month at 5:30 on Zoom. We will likely keep this on Zoom for the duration of the year. It seems to be the easiest way to connect all of the school sites. Esther Garcia is our DLI coordinator, and if you need her email address, it is listed here. We can put that in the chat for you. I'm Ashley Peak, your Somos DLI president. My email address is there also if you'd like to get a hold of me. You can find us on Facebook at RUSD Somos DLI. Our Facebook link is listed there. And then at the very bottom is our Somos website, where you can find all of this wonderful information, including if you are new this year, we have an extensive list created by Patricia Thetford of different books, grade-specific, age-specific reading materials that will be really helpful for your students. So please take advantage of that. She worked really hard on it, and it is wonderful.
Ms. Ashley, we have one of our teachers that wants to ask a question. If we could just give her a minute to do that. So is that
Sure.
okay?
Yep, go ahead.
Thank you, Ms. Murillo. This is Ms. Pantoja. I just wanted to, I really appreciate this group, but I feel we have low amount of participants, just because I believe that this was not advertised as much as I would like. Like me as a parent, as a teacher, I just found out because I got a notification via Facebook. But I believe a lot of parents were not notified this if you were not joined on the Facebook page or if you were part of the group last year. So I don't know if we could have like a parent contact from each school and have copies, like flyers made and sent home. I know there's a lot of paper wasted but I believe that more parents would join. I know I sent to my own parents just last minute because I found out, but I believe if we want more parents to be informed about these meetings, it will be great if we send something hard copy or let the teachers know, because I know a lot of the teachers at Washington, we were not aware that this meeting was happening today.
And Ms. Pantoja, just so you know, we do email the flyer to all of the parents who are marked as DLI and areas. That's how we get our list. And we have most of the parents, but our secretary does email the flyer to all of the parents, and she also sends an auto dial. So we will continue to work, and any ideas that any of the parents have to reach more parents would be fantastic. We always appreciate ideas and suggestions to make this process a lot better. So we definitely can use the teachers. I will work with the principals to make sure that they're okay with us sending you this information each month so that you can help us out. But yes, I love that idea. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for highlighting that. I think we always try to aim to have our flyers out about 2 weeks prior to the date. Of course, this being special because it's the first of the year, but now there's the list of future meeting dates that hopefully we can circulate. And we do work with other parents at the different DLI sites to make sure that the information is shared. I can see one of them on my screen right here, Bianca Corrales. She's usually a huge help in sharing that flyer on every one of the DLI Facebook groups that exists out there. But you're right, we could do hard copies and that would get even further.
Yes. The other thing I forgot to mention, Ashley, is that I was given access now to Peach Jar. And then we will be able to put all of our flyers now on Peach Jar, including the flyers coming up for recruitment.
Wonderful. Yay. I see Patricia celebrating hands. Okay, are there any more questions? I'm trying to look back through the chat to see if I missed anything. Jackie, do you see anything?
No, they're recommending the teacher dojo homepage and another reference to another name. And I took a picture of the name so that I could follow up with that for next meeting.
Wonderful. Hi, Bianca.
Hi. I know that a lot of our DLI parents go to the SEC and EAC meetings, so maybe you guys can have flyers to pass out at those meetings as well. I'll talk to our principal because I know they don't pass out flyers. I try to share it to any of the teachers I have access to about the Somos meetings. But yeah, I think that would help a lot of the flyers for sure, because we have a lot of parents that are not on Facebook, but do have access to a computer. So I think that would help a lot as far as attendance wise.
I know that Mrs. Monfil had also mentioned that they share the flyer with Ms. Susana Samudio, and they also put it on the page for DLAC. So they're trying to help in spreading the word.
Yes, that's a wonderful partnership. We do work closely with ELAC to share, cross-share our resources, to share their meetings on our page, and for us to share their meetings. I'm sorry, I'm saying that backwards. I'm getting myself confused. For us to share their meetings, for them to share our meetings. Our groups are so similar in a lot of ways, and so it's kind of the perfect partnership. If there aren't any more questions tonight, I think I would like to just simply say thank you to everyone for joining us this evening. Thank you to our admin and our parent volunteers. And thank you to Joe Perez, our interpreter, and our speaker, Melina Velasquez. We appreciate all of you for coming, and we enjoy your community. Thank you for being part of this.
Thank you, everyone, and have a great evening.
Thank you, everyone. It was a pleasure. Gracias a todos.
Ashley, if you want to stay a little bit longer, I can. If not, I will end the meeting right now.
We can stay on for a moment. We can make it quick since I know your voice is going in and out. Thank you so much for being here, Esther.
Of course, I wouldn't miss it. So,
Thank you, Mr. Perez, for being here tonight and interpreting for us. We really appreciate you.
yes, thank you, Joe.
I feel like I should have let our school know that we had this meeting tonight, but though some of them knew. So it's funny how sometimes the channels of communication break down.
Yes, and that was a great idea of us sending the flyer to the teachers, and hopefully they can also send them to the to their parents. I don't know about hard copies because it is pretty expensive to print them, because I would have to print them. The principals, you know, they're not gonna like me just sending them a flyer and then they're gonna have to print for all of the students because it is extra work. But I'll talk to them to see what we can work out, if we can work out something. If not, then the teachers can also email the flyers, because they have the emails, and then they'll get our email and they'll get the teacher's email. And I love Class Dojo. If they can post them on Class Dojo, they have really good, strong communication with the parents via Class Dojo. So Class Dojo would be amazing. So we can, I'll make sure that from now on, we'll send them the flyers to all of the teachers. But before we do that, we are going to discuss it with the principals, and we are going to discuss it with the leadership. We do have a DLI leadership of composed of teachers from primary grades and upper grades all the way to 12th grade. And so everything that, all of the decisions we make and do and communicate is communicated through the leadership. And they get to tell us yay or nay, it's going to work, it's not going to work. So, so because I am thinking that there are going to be some teachers who are not going to like that we're asking them to do this. So there's teachers who are going to want to do it, and like, you know, Ms. Pantoja, and then there's teachers who are like, why am I doing this? You know, that's your job. So, and that's in everything. In everything you have people who will like it and people who will not. So we'll take it through the principals first, and then we'll take it through our leadership to see how they feel. They can communicate it with their teachers. And then if we get a strong response from teachers, then we'll definitely send it to them from now on.
That sounds good. We appreciate you both so much, and thank you for being here even through sickness, Esther.
Anytime. Working with parents and students is my favorite part of this job. I don't like all of the meetings and everything else, but I like my parent groups and my kids. So have a great evening.
Thank you. Have a good evening, guys.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Bye, bye, Ashley.
Jackie.